picking up the point that Deputy Flynn has just made when she articulated where the great majority of people are in relation to this issue within the country. I think that very much is the position that the great majority of people in this country want to see this bill enacted. They want rights given to all our citizens, irrespective of their sexual orientation, irrespective of where they are within their own family, or whether they are in a traditional or a non-traditional family. And I think, taking up that point, that's what we have got to provide for in the context of this legislation. In preparing for this last Ceann Comhairle, it's amazing to think that this bill has been in gestation, if you like, for the past 9 years or so, from the first joint seminar by the Law Reform Commission and Glenn, which dates back to 2000. We're now at a point 10 years later, between all of the toing and froing, that we have a bill before the Oireachtas. And we have a responsibility. I think the state's ultimate responsibility is to support people where they are, not to cast value judgments on people's relationships, but to say to society that it's in the interests of the state that people are in loving, protecting long-term relationships, irrespective of what those relationships are. That the state has an absolute interest in ensuring that there is provision made for people who want to live in loving long-term relationships. It has got to be in everyone's interest that people live together, that they share things, that they provide for one another in times of illness and in times of health, that they protect one another, that they provide for their retirement. These are natural instincts in all our society, and it is an absolute paramount concern for the state and a vested interest on the part of the state to make sure that there is law in place that should be brought about. When one considers, I'm reading Andrew Marr's book at the moment on modern British history, which takes up the period of Clement Attlee's election as Prime Minister after the Second World War, up as far as Tony Blair's term. And he has a wonderful section describing the purge against the gay community in London and in Britain in the 1950s. And much of that discrimination from the 50s and the 60s, and in this country as well, led into a hostile, prejudicial reaction against lesbian and gay citizens in this state. When I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, knowing many gay and lesbian friends, they didn't have the confidence even then to come out. They didn't have the confidence to describe their situation, to describe their sexuality. We have come a long way even in 10 or 15 years. And I wouldn't underestimate the degree to which this legislation, when it is ultimately on the statute books, will greatly help people within our society to feel that they are part and parcel as citizens in this country, that they have the same stake in this country, and that their notion of citizenship is equally fostered and respected in the same way as anyone else. As education spokesperson for our own party, I know the great difficulties that many young people who are coming to terms with their sexuality, particularly at post-primary level, have within our schooling system. The kind of bullying that often is attached to that, the sense of discovery that kids have, the ultimate problem of suicide. And I think we shouldn't underestimate the degree to which this bill will say to all people within our society that everyone's place is respected, that everyone's rights within our society is respected. And that's something that I think will be a byproduct of the passage of this legislation in time last Ceann Comhairle. I want to put on the record, if I may, last Ceann Comhairle, thanks to a former senator from our side of the House, Senator Sheila Terry, because she published in 2004 the first position paper on behalf of Fine Gael in respect of looking for civil rights, looking for partnership legislation in her time as a member of Seanad Éireann. And I certainly want to put that on record. It is right in saying that our party made a clear commitment in the run-up to the last general election in our manifesto that we would support this legislation in government or in opposition in the context of this 30th Dáil. So we have clearly stated to the electorate our support for this legislation over a period of years, both between Senator Terry's paper on behalf of the party and indeed our commitment in the manifesto. And that is something that I think has been worthwhile. It is important that we have cross-party agreement for this, that the issue is not turned into a party political squabble, that there is broadly based support, as I think there is throughout the country, for the provisions in this particular bill. When one looks, Last Count Corla, at the transformation of Irish society over a relatively short period of time, you can see the necessity that there is for this legislation. I know that in 1996, the number of cohabiting couples in the state was about 34,000. And in the last census of 2006, some 10 years later, the number of cohabiting couples was over 121,000. So this radical increase in the number of cohabiting couples recognising themselves in the context of the census over a 10-year period, when one looks at the number of children from those cohabiting couples, from 23,000 in 1996 to 75,000 today, one can also see that transformation in the number of children living in what we loosely describe as non-traditional family types. And equally, in the number of same-sex couples, over a 10-year period, only 150 couples described themselves as same-sex in 1996. By 2006, that had increased to over 2,000. And I suspect, as Deputy Flynn said in her contribution, that the number of same-sex couples living together in a long-term relationship is greatly more than the 2,000 figure that we have in the context of the census of 2006.